certain things they just won't agree to. So, if you really encounter repeated resistance to where she's almost kind of getting upset that you're asking so much, you may have hit her barrier, her limit. Some women do just have a limit, and to us, it's a very short limitation. There's and there's some women that just will not go past those limitations. And what you have to do is, I believe you should respect that, and then decide, is this something you can do without, or is this something that, now you're thinking, well, gee, that blows the whole thing for me, I'm going to find a different girl. If you just absolutely got to have X, Y, or Z, and this girl won't do it for you, well, maybe you do have to find another girl. So there's that type of woman. Again, the good, conservative, I'll use the word submissive woman who is again, she's going to want to please you, but you're going to have to lead. She's going to wait. In fact, even having sex, she's going to wait until you grab her by the hand and say, hey, let's go lay down for a little while. She's going to wait in bed until you turn her shoulder and kiss her and get the foreplay going. Do not wait for her to initiate sex. She's not going to do it. Really, it's just majority of conservative Filipino women, they're just not going to do it. It's up to you. And that's fine. That's a good thing. Men lead. That's the way it should be. So now let's talk about the other end of the spectrum. Like I mentioned before, there's the Manila and Cebu girls who grow up in the big city. They know that all that shiny, neat stuff in the mall, the only way they're going to get it is if they hook up with a foreigner. And the only way they're going to get and keep a foreigner is to make him really happy in bed, just rock his world. They know this. They know the score, and that's how they operate. Now, these girls are a little bit more aggressive. General rule is, the more aggressive they are in public, the more likely they are a player. They are a freelancer, maybe even a pro. Now, you can run into city women who are none of these things. They're just regular women who are working a job and supporting their parents, and maybe they have a kid or two. They're still good, decent women, but they're from the city. And because they're in the city and they talk to a lot of their girlfriends who do a lot of things with expats, they're a bit more, I hate to use the word sophisticated, but they're a bit more knowledgeable about sex and the fact that it's just not an obligation. Again, in the province, the girls look at it like, well, this is my obligation to the man in my life. I need to make him happy, kind of like washing the dishes or doing the laundry. But for city girls, the connection between sex and material things and pleasure is a very tight one. So the stories and the experiences that city girls exchange amongst each other is a bit more knowledgeable. So what'll happen is, as you're dating a girl from the city and you get into a mutually exclusive relationship, or even just an arrangement, city girls are far more likely to do an arrangement than a province girl. And by arrangement, I mean you can lay down the terms and say, hey, I want you to be my girlfriend. I'll only sleep with you, but it's only for 2 months. And then after 2 months, I'll give you a little severance, and then, you can do what you want. I'll do what I want. I just really want to enjoy being with you for 2 months. A city girl will do that. Province girl will not. She will be insulted. But a city girl, she's like, oh, hey, well, then I'll have money for that phone that I wanted to get. And she's like, okay, So now, once you get your city girl into the bedroom, well, then you can expect, again, maybe a slightly bit more initiative out of her. Not a whole lot. She's still going to expect you to lead. The difference is that she's far more likely to show some enthusiasm for new things. She's going to she'll get excited. She will like it when you get her lingerie or toys or, whatever it is you're into. I mean, whether it's bondage or doing video, doing photos. City girls, they seem to love the idea, for the most part, of doing a model shoot. You start out with, okay, well, here, I got you something sexy. I want to get pictures of you. and then you just progressively do this photo shoot, you know, and you'll be amazed. I mean, it's city girls just seem to love. Maybe they're a bit more vain. I don't know. Province girls, that's their biggest nightmare, is that someone's going to get a picture of them nude, and then it'll end up all over the internet. Their reputation's ruined. So don't expect that so much from the smaller islands or the province girls. But in the city, again, the more promiscuous maybe that they've been, the less they seem to mind photographs or other, you know, just sort of, again, you know, accoutrements, whether it be toys or lingerie or whatever. They seem more into it and more willing to enjoy it. So I hope that gives you an idea of what to expect in the Philippines. Not all Filipinas are the same. They're not all a bunch of nymphomaniacs. They're not all a bunch of prudish girls who don't do this, don't do that. But geographically, it's amazing how the smaller the city is, the smaller the island is, the more likely she's going to be in the first group. And whereas really in the Philippines, there's only really two big metropolis areas. That's Manila and Cebu. Everything else is pretty much a smaller island, a smaller city. You know, there's big places like Iloilo and Davao and all that, but I wouldn't put them on par with Manila and Cebu. So anyway, so I hope that gives you a better idea of what to expect, and then just sort of, well, whichever you're looking for. You know, if you're looking for a good girl, go to the smaller islands. If you're looking for a really fun party girl, go to the big city. In either case, you need to lead. You need to let them know, again, through gentle persuasion when you're in bed, let them know, because I'll get to this in a second, let them know what it is you want by physically, you know, maneuvering them, showing them, again, just leading them into it. Now, here's one thing I will leave you with before we end. Don't discuss it. Don't make it a discussion. Do not, 10, 15 minutes before you're about to go to the bedroom, do not sit there and say, well, so, well, how do you feel about anal? How do you feel about vibrators? How do you feel about... That will kill the whole thing. I guarantee you they're going to say no. They don't like confrontational conversations as it is, and they definitely don't like talking about sex so directly. So don't make it a conversation, all right? Just again, when you're in the moment, just kind of read the situation. When's the right time? Move her this way, move her that way, whatever. Just lead with action, not by discussion, okay? All right, I'll talk to you guys later about something else, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.